Hey, what's up guys? I'm Denny Michaels, and today we're going to be going over some Procreate front to back tutorials. I'm going to show you how I do basically everything front to back. So you're going to see the step-by-step process. I'm going to show you all my layers, show you all my moves, give a little commentary as I'm doing this, and hopefully you learn something, but hopefully you could apply it to your current projects. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to notice here is that I have my page open. I'm already ready to go, but I changed my background color from white to something a little darker just so I'm not having that white balance to deal with. Now I have a bunch of multiple layers here, but I'm going to start with I use the technical pen. You can find the technical pen in the stock brushes, but I do have a lot of Tattoo Smart brushes here that I won't be using for this project, but I will be using a few of the Battle Damage 2.5 and the Battle Damage 2.0 brush set from Dave Tevenall. Now let's get started. So I'm going to pick my technical pen, but I like to keep the opacity down a lot. This way I can kind of use it like a sketch, and I don't necessarily like to draw light. As you can see, I kind of keep it pretty heavy, so I'll bring it down a lot. And so today I'm going to be kind of keeping it in the theme of Spooktober. I know it's the end of October already, but I figured let me create something that was in the theme of spooky season. So here we go. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my guidelines basically. And a lot of people don't know this, but you can actually create a circle or an edge and hold it, and it'll actually create a perfect circle for you. And then you could adjust the size from there. You could actually even edit the shape by clicking the edit shape icon at the top, and then you can either use an ellipse or a circle. So if you go to the circle, you'll be able to, it'll go right back to a circle. Ellipse will egg it out. All right. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this circle guide. Perfect circle every time. All right, now that I have that, I'm gonna get back to drawing, and I'm gonna create some of the frameworks or where I can kind of see like a face being formed here. I'm actually considering a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Now, this is just a quick tutorial just to kind of get you familiar with some of these moves, so don't judge my art too much. But that's my version of a jack-o'-lantern. All right, so now we draw some of these other lines in there just to kind of get the sketch. Now remember, this is just a sketch, so I'm just trying to kind of get a feel for how I'm creating here. So let's say I kind of want this to be wearing like a witch's hat. So I draw my witch's hat. And now I know this is goofy looking, so bear with me, but we're just trying to get a feel for what this is going to look like. All right. So then we got that. Probably want a couple bats here and there. Now again, these are just the sketches, so I'm just trying to get a feel for what this is going to look like. And then eventually I'll clean this up. We'll go over all that. So there's my sketch, okay? Now, obviously I'm gonna, let's see here. Cool thing about art is that you can take it anywhere you want. I mean, you know, there's no limits. I'm no Bob Ross, but I like making happy accidents all the time. So there's my frame. Okay, so then I'm going to take my frame and I'll actually lower that layer down so I don't get too distracted by it. Take the opacity down by clicking the layer. You see the little N over here icon. You're going to click that N and it's going to bring you a drop down menu. I personally like to keep it in the multiply so it kind of keeps it transparent, translucent, and then I'll bring the opacity down. But that's up to you. Then I'll take my technical pen, bring it down to this setting here, and as you can tell, I already have preset settings for my liner, okay? I'm gonna bring my opacity back up, still on the technical pen, and I'm in solid black. Okay, so now I'm gonna actually start to craft some of these lines and sculpt them. And we're gonna do this really quick so that we're not taking hours on this, even though we probably will anyway. And as you can tell, I'm pretty boring when I'm drawing, so it's pretty quiet. But keep the commentary going. I'll just pretty much explain what I'm doing here. So I'm just sketching out some of these lines. I'm trying to see what it would look like as a fine line, final outline. And I'll make my improvements as I go, but this is pretty much my process. Alright. And if anything, it just makes for good background noise. And yes, I am wiggling these lines on purpose to give it a little bit more character, but so I'll even. Whoa. For my eraser, I like my eraser to be the exact same as my brush. This way I can clean up some of these details pretty easy. Like the overlap lines. I want to get rid of those. Okay. And then you can actually just click your pen twice, your Apple Pencil. You can just double tap on it twice and it'll readjust to, if you noticed, it readjusts from the brush to the eraser settings, for those who don't know. Alright, so let's continue on with this news. And as you can tell, it's already starting to take a little shape. So I'm gonna put another flower here. Okay,